Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth. It's good to have you. Please consider subscribing and turning on your post notification bell if you are a crafter or just enjoy crafting videos. My goal at the moment is to have 1,000 of you lovely people subscribe to my channel. So please help me to achieve my goal so I can continue to bring you more crafting videos. Today I'm going to be showing how I embroider on a towel. FYI, this wasn't the correct design to use for this type of towel because the towel had longer piles. So next time I think I'm just going to use a knockdown stitch or use a thicker font. You live and you learn. And if you would like to see how I do this, stay tuned. Okay, so today I'm going to be embroidering on a towel. It's Mother's Day today in the UK, so I thought I would stitch out something lovely for my mum. So I've already got hooped here some wash away stabilizer in my hoop, and it's the kind of the meshy type one, as you can see here. I have never used this product before. I literally just opened the pack and I'm using it for the first time. I have embroidered on a towel, but it was more of an applique. So this is just going to be straight embroidery. So I've got my wash away stabilizer hooped and I'm going to be floating my towel. I also have here some water soluble topper, which is going to go on top of the towel to prevent the stitches from sinking in the pile. And I'm also going to be using some pins just to hold down my towel, to attach my towel onto my wash away stabilizer. You can use the spray to fasten your towel on, but I don't have that. So my hoop at the moment is facing this way because I want the bulk of my towel to be on this end, away from the arm or the carriage of my embroidery machine. So I'm going to be using this towel here. It's a grey towel, it's a bath towel, so it's quite a big one, and I want to embroider on the end. So the other end has the tag and I don't want to embroider on that end, so I'm going to be embroidering on the other end. The only thing about this towel was that it has all this nice kind of detail on the end of the end with the tag on, and I don't want to embroider on that end, but it would have been lovely if I could have embroidered on this end, but never mind. It just means we have a lovely bit of detail here and some nice embroidery on the other end. So right now I have got my towel inside out and I am folding it in half so that I could center it in my hoop. So I'm just going to place this area here where I've got the fold against my notches here in my hoop. So I've got some notches here which indicate the center of my hoop, and I don't want my embroidery to be right on the end, so I'm just going to leave about, I don't know, that's about maybe 5 centimeters maybe. Let me get a tape measure and measure that. So I would say I'm not including this kind of this border of the towel. I would say I want to leave about 5 centimeters, so I need to move it up just a little bit more. I'm not really fussed about the measurements really from the bottom of the towel. Just enough so that it's not too close to the end of the towel. So I think I'm happy with that. So now I am going to just align it with those notches, the center notches in my hoop. And then I'm going to open it out. Making sure it's nice and straight. This is where the temporary adhesive spray would have come in handy, but I don't have that, so we're just going to make do with what we have. So I think that is nice and straight. Just move my topper out of the way a minute. Okay, so I think I'm okay with this, and then I'm going to start pinning my towel to the stabilizer. So this is the floating method. Okay, so I have my towel pinned onto my stabilizer, and then I'm going to place my water soluble topper on top, and then in the machine I might just select a basting stitch just to attach that to everything else to keep it in place. So I'm going to take you to the machine. Okay, so I'm now at the machine and I have attached my hoop, and I've also attached these kind of gripper clips just to keep it away from the arm. Hopefully that will be something that helps. I've just traced my design to make sure that my pins are out of the way. So I'm going to now baste my water soluble topper on. So I'm just going to place that on top. And this design I got was from Creative Fabrica. So do check out my affiliate link for Creative Fabrica. It will be at no extra cost to you, but it will help out my channel. So do check it out if you are interested. It will be in the description box. So I've got my topper on, and now I'm going to do a basting stitch. Okay, so that is my basting stitch done. I had to kind of hold it down because it wanted to kind of shift a little bit. So I'm now going to start my design. So this is a 2-color design, so it's going to do the mum and then the decorative kind of like stitching of a heart around it. So my first stitch is going to be green, and that is what's already loaded in my machine, so I can start the stitch. I heard some sort of snagging, so just making sure everything is still fine. Okay, I'm just going to check the back of that, so I'm going to cut now and just check the back because I heard some sort of pulling and I'm not sure why it did that, but let's just have a look. Let's have a look at what's going on. Let's have a look at the back. Yeah, so we've got quite a lot of kind of bunching up there. I'm not sure why that is. It might be because that part is quite heavily thread heavy. So I'm just going to continue and just hope for the best, really. Okay, so that is the first lot of stitches done, and it's just stitched out the mum. So now I'm going to do a thread change. Making sure I pull the thread out from the bottom and not the top. If you would like to see a more detailed version or more detailed video of me changing my thread, check it out. It's already on my channel. So I'm just going to change my thread to the pink really quickly. Okay, so I've just done a thread change, and this part of the design is quite dense, so I'm not sure how it's going to hold up here. However, if it doesn't work, I quite like what is stitched out already, so I may just stick with that. But I'm going to carry on with the design, and I'm just thinking, do I want this colour pink? Yeah, I do like it. It's like a very pale pink. So let's continue. Okay, we have a thread break, so I'm just going to have a look at what's happened there. Okay, let's have a look, see. It was going well up until that point. So let's have a look at what the problem is. So let's have a look at the back. The back I'm not all that keen on. The one thing I'm going to say about this file is that there's a lot of starting and stopping and tying off and tying on, and I know that that is not good for your machine, so yeah, not too happy about that. But now I've lost my thread from the needle, so I need to kind of pry it out because I don't want to pull my thread backwards. But I need to get some tweezers to pick that bit of thread out. So it's kind of, you know, it's chewed it up a little there. But hopefully I won't have any more issues after this. So I'm just going to thread it again real quick. Okay, let's continue and see what happens. We are done. It's over. Oh my goodness. That was, yeah, an interesting stitch out. I mean, it looks beautiful. So it looks beautiful, but I know the glare of the camera isn't great, but I will do a close-up. All of these teeny weeny elements. Oh, we've got a jump stitch there. Yeah, it kept cutting and doing tie-ins and tie-outs. So my machine did not like this file from Creative Fabrica very much. So yeah, let's have a look at the back. And you can see the back. Lots of tie-ins, tie-outs, cutting. So my machine, my poor machine, good old Jennifer here, she really worked her tail off today. Let me just show you the design on the machine of what I mean by tiny little elements. So here's the file. I'll just take it out of this mode. Right, so all these pink bits, every single one of these tiny little elements was a tiny little stitch, and it would cut it. It would do a tie-in, a tie-off, and then cut. And some of them were so tiny that it was bunching up in the machine and causing thread breaks. Mind you, I did take this into Embroider Studio, and I did remove some of the tinier little elements of stitches. So there were more here. So where you can see it quite sparse in design, there were even tinier little stitches there. So thank goodness I removed it. You can see here that the stitch was supposed to take 33 minutes. It took me longer because of thread breaks. Yeah, I mean, it turned out okay. It's a beautiful design, but my machine didn't like it. So now I'm going to take you to the table so we can have a closer look at what we've done. Just glad it's over. Okay, so we are back at the table, and there are a few kind of jump threads that I need to tidy up on the front. Let's do a little close up. So this is what it looks like. I still have the topper on, so I need to take that off, and also my basting stitch needs to be removed. Right, I'm just gonna peel this off now. Try and get as much of the topper off as I can. It is water soluble, so I can kind of wet it and it should just dissolve. Okay, I need to pull these out from the back, I think. So there's my topper. Some people keep these and they dissolve it in water and use it as a kind of, and then put that liquid in a spray bottle and use it as starch for shirts, which is a good idea. Not that I iron many shirts, but it's good to just keep these things anyway, otherwise it just goes in the bin. Right, let's remove our pins. And then we're going to get a closer look at the back, because I like my stitches to, my stitch out to look beautiful on the back as well. And after all that tie in and tie out, I'm not sure how it's gonna look. Let's have a look, see. Okay, here we go. So lots of kind of thread that I need to tidy up, but I won't bore you by doing all these little cuts to get that tidied. Let's just remove the rest of our basting stitch. Okay, so the battery on the camera decided to die, so I'm just going to take this off the hoop now. Add a little bit of tape there because I wasn't too sure how this stabilizer, which I haven't used before, was going to kind of work as far as just staying in the hoop and doing what it's supposed to do. Right, let's take this off. So this is wash away stabilizer. So I believe I can just cut around it, and then when my mum washes the towel, it should just wash away like what it says in the name. So I'm just going to cut around this roughly. Try not to cut my towel. But I'm just using my not so great pair of scissors here because I don't want to ruin my nice scissors. So just cut around this. Okay, so we have this part here. Oh, a few stitches there that need cutting. I think in the end it really turned out beautiful. What I would like to do now is, just so you can see it properly, because I've still got some topper in there, I'm going to just get a damp cloth and try and remove this topper. So I've got a damp cloth here and I'm just going to rub it onto my towel. Obviously it's going to make the towel look a little bit wet. These piles are the piles on this towel is really quite fluffy. What would have been great with this sort of design would have been a knockdown stitch. Some knockdown stitches would have just held this shape, knocked it down, because we've got all of this fluffy bits which is covering some of those smaller elements of the design. Okay, so you could just barely see it now that I've removed I've dissolved that topper. Okay, but the main part, which is the mum, is still there showing. Just disappointed about the rest of it, that you can't really see it because this is so fluffy. So that just tells me that I need to just get into my digitizing, because I have the software. I use Embroider, and I need to start designing things on my own, because I could have done this and did a knockdown stitch, maybe not have all these kind of tiny little flowers, but I could have done my own one. Anyway, that is it. So this is for my mum. Okay, it was hard, but I hope she likes it. It was made with love, sweat, and no tears, but almost tears. So I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you found this video interesting or useful, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and hit that post notification bell and check all so you never miss an upload from me. Please feel free to interact with the comment section by leaving any comments, questions, or any suggestions about any videos that I should do in the comments section below. And as always, guys, don't have a good day. Have an amazing day. Till next time. Bye.